I discovered my girlfriend holding hands with another guy at a bar. Just a supportive gesture, you're being ridiculous. She smirked while defending. I said nothing, simply took my items and fled the country. The following morning, I had 68 missed messages from her. Be me, 31, living in Newport Beach. Just walked out of my own engagement party last night. Phone hasn't stopped buzzing since. Need some perspective before I lose my mind completely. Always been the careful type with relationships. Friends call me Captain Cautious because I never rush into anything. Take my time, watch for red flags. Think everything through carefully. That's just how I've always been. Everything changed when I met Arya 2 years ago. Matched on Bumble. She was way prettier than anyone who'd ever swiped right on me before. First date at this fancy wine bar downtown. Was fully prepared to get ghosted afterward. Instead, we ended up talking for hours. She's smart, confident, has this infectious laugh that makes everyone around her smile. Was completely into her from day one. Relationship moved pretty fast after that. Moved in together after 8 months. Super quick for someone like me. After almost 2 years together, I proposed. Did it during a sunset walk at Crystal Cove Beach she loves. She cried, said yes. Some tourists even took pictures for us. Thought everything was perfect. Here's where things start getting complicated. Arya's family has money. Not crazy rich, but definitely country club membership type. Her dad, Marcus, owns this investment consulting firm. Manages funds for businesses across 3 states. He's definitely successful. Never misses a chance to remind me that I'm not. Run my own custom furniture design and manufacturing business. Started it 3 years ago after learning the trade. Now I have 4 employees and steady business. Actually really proud of what I've built. But Marcus always acts like I'm just playing pretend at being a businessman. How's the wood chopping business? He asks every time. Like he can't remember what I actually do. Arya always told me to ignore him. Said she doesn't care about status or whatever. I believed her. Our engagement party was last month at their country club. Nothing super fancy, about 70 people, open bar, live jazz band playing in the corner. Everything was going fine until I saw him walk in. Nathan, Arya's college ex, the guy she dated for like 4 years before we met. Tall dude with perfect hair, works at some major hedge fund. Drives a car that probably costs more than everything I own combined. Almost choked on my drink when I saw him. Why is your ex here? I asked Arya when I found her talking to cousins. She gave me this look like I was being ridiculous. His parents are friends with my parents. It would have been weird not to invite him. You didn't think to maybe mention this to me beforehand. Honestly, I didn't think it mattered. We broke up years ago. It's not a big deal. But the way she kept looking at him across the room definitely made it feel like a big deal. Every time I glanced over, she seemed to be checking where he was. Tried to tell myself I was just being paranoid. Did my best to act normal. Talked to her family. Thanked people for coming. Tried to ignore how Marcus introduced me to his golf buddies as Arya's fiancé who makes furniture. Real subtle, dude. About an hour into the party, noticed I hadn't seen Arya for a while. At first figured she was in the bathroom or talking to relatives. After like 20 minutes, I started looking for her. Checked the main room. Checked the patio. Even asked one of her friends if she'd seen her. Nothing. There was this hallway that led to some smaller rooms and the coat check area. Hadn't checked there yet. Headed that way, just wanting to find my fiancé. That's when my whole world pretty much fell apart. Turned the corner and saw her standing with Nathan in this little alcove by the coat room. They were standing super close. His hand was on her waist. They were kissing. Not making out or anything. But definitely a real kiss between 2 people who knew what they were doing. They didn't see me at first. Just stood there like an idiot. Feeling like someone had dumped ice water all over me. Couldn't even move or say anything. My brain just wouldn't process what I was seeing. Then Nathan noticed me and stepped back, adjusting his tie like nothing had happened. Didn't even look embarrassed or surprised. Just gave me this weird half smile that made me want to punch him. Arya turned around and her reaction was what really got me. She looked annoyed. Not guilty. Not embarrassed. Just annoyed that I'd interrupted them. Arya, she said with this sigh. Don't make this into a big thing. Finally found my voice. What's going on here? She rolled her eyes at me. Actually rolled her eyes. It was just a quick goodbye kiss. We have history together. It's really not that serious. You're kissing your ex at our engagement party, I said. Felt like I needed to clarify the situation, since she seemed to think this was normal. It was barely even a kiss, she replied, fixing her lipstick like we were talking about the weather. We dated for 4 years. Don't be so insecure about it. Nathan put his hands in his pockets. Had the nerve to add, yeah man, we're just talking about old times. No need to make it weird. Think that's when something in me just shut down. Felt weirdly calm. Like I was watching this happen to someone else. Just nodded. Turned around. Slowly walked away. Don't you dare make a scene right now, Arya called after me. But I didn't look at anyone, just walked through the party, grabbed my jacket from the coat check, headed straight to my car. By the time I got to the parking lot, my phone was already buzzing. Texts from Arya. Where did you go? Answer your phone. You're being completely immature. My dad is asking where you went. OMG, you're embarrassing me so much. Turned my phone off. Just drove. Didn't know where I was going at first. Just needed to get away from there. Eventually ended up at my buddy Leo's place. He took one look at my face when he opened the door. Knew something bad had happened. Bro, what's wrong? He asked, letting me in. Told him everything while we sat on his balcony. He just listened. Didn't try to give advice or tell me what to do. Just let me talk it out. What are you going to do? He finally asked when I finished. I have no idea, I said. But I can't marry her. Not after this. He nodded. You can crash here as long as you need. And there I was, sleeping on Leo's gaming couch. That's definitely not meant for someone my height. Trying to figure out what to do next. Next morning, woke up to a flood of notifications. Phone going crazy with missed calls. Text messages and voicemails from Arya and her dad. Watching Arya's texts evolve through the night. Like seeing all 5 stages of grief happen in real time. All ranging between how could I embarrass her like this. Her dad was furious I was being immature. Then the denial and bargaining started rolling in. The kiss wasn't what I thought. Nathan meant nothing to her. I was overreacting. But the voicemails from Marcus were something else. He was basically threatening me. You better get back here and apologize to my daughter for embarrassing her like this. We have guests from out of town who came specifically for this party. This is completely unacceptable behavior. Then him trying to sound reasonable, but still being condescending. I understand you might be upset, but this is not how adults handle their problems. Call me back so we can discuss the situation like men. Didn't respond to any of it. Just turned my phone off again. Tried to figure out what to do next. Leo had to go to work, so I was alone in his apartment most of the day. That's when I really started thinking clearly about everything. Not just what happened at the party, but our whole relationship. Like, Arya and I had been together for 2 years. In that time, she'd always made these little comments about my business. Stuff like, once you get some bigger clients, or when you can afford to hire more people. Always making it seem like what I had built wasn't good enough yet. Whenever we were around her rich friends, she'd introduce me as he owns his own business, but never actually explained what I did. Like she was embarrassed by it. Started realizing there were a bunch of red flags I'd been ignoring. Because I was so into her. The way she'd always take her dad's side. When he made those snide comments about my work. How she'd joke about upgrading my wardrobe. The times she'd mentioned her ex Nathan. Then quickly changed the subject. Like there was more to the story. Around 3 p.m., decided I needed to go back to our apartment. Get my stuff while she was still at work. Texted my employee Victor to ask if he could help me move some things. He showed up with his truck within an hour. Real one. We went to the apartment, packed up everything I couldn't live without, just the essentials that would fit in Victor's truck and my car. Took about 2 hours total. Before I left, I put my grandma's ring, the one I'd proposed with, on the kitchen counter with a note. That just said goodbye kiss. Then I blocked Arya's number. And her social media accounts knew if I talked to her, she'd try to minimize what happened. Make me feel crazy for being upset, or convince me to give her another chance. Honestly, I just didn't have the energy for any of that. That night, Arya apparently showed up at Leo's place looking for me. I wasn't there. Had gone to grab dinner with Victor after moving my stuff. But Leo texted me. Your girl just showed up at my door crying. I told her you weren't here, and I didn't know when you'd be back. She thinks I'm lying. Heads up. When I got back to Leo's, there was a letter taped to his door with my name on it. Inside was this long rambling apology from Arya, saying how the kiss just happened and didn't mean anything, that she and Nathan were just talking about old times. Got caught up in the moment. She wrote that she was devastated. I would throw away our future over one tiny mistake. Begged me to call her. Tore it up and threw it in the trash. Next day, spent most of the morning calling wedding vendors. Had to cancel everything, since I'd paid for about half the deposits. Even though her parents were covering most of the wedding, I'd insisted on paying my share. Was able to cancel pretty easily. Some of them even offered partial refunds. When I explained what happened, was just finishing up the last cancellation call, when my phone rang with a number I didn't recognize. Almost didn't answer, thinking it might be Arya calling from someone else's phone. But for some reason I picked up. It was Nathan, her ex. Don't hang up, he said quickly. We should talk about what happened. Nothing to talk about, I replied. Look man, I just want to explain. That kiss wasn't planned or anything. Arya and I were just catching up, talking about college days, and it just sort of happened. It didn't mean anything. So you randomly kiss all your exes when you're catching up? I asked. Or just the ones who are engaged? He sighed. It was a mistake. One-time thing. Arya loves you, man. She's a mess right now. Cut the crap, man. Why do you even care? I asked. There was a pause. I just don't want to be the reason someone's relationship ends. It's not cool. You're not the reason, I said. Arya made her choice when she kissed you back. And I made mine when I walked out. We're done here. Hung up and blocked his number too. Later that afternoon, Marcus called. Actually, he called several times before I finally answered. What? I said when I picked up. We need to discuss the situation with you and my daughter. He said, sounding all businesslike. There's nothing to discuss. We're done. Don't be hasty. Everyone makes mistakes. Arya feels terrible about what happened. Is she sorry it happened or sorry I saw it? I asked. After a pause, he said, I understand you're upset, but perhaps we can come to some kind of arrangement to handle this quietly. What does that mean? Well, I know your business is still growing. Perhaps you could use some financial assistance, a loan to help expand. In exchange, you and Arya could postpone the wedding. Work through this rough patch? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Are you trying to bribe me to stay with your daughter after she cheated? I wouldn't put it that way. I'm offering to help smooth things over during a difficult time. No thanks, I said and hung up. I didn't understand why her dad was so concerned about the engagement. It's not like he liked me that much. But I don't give a crap about what they want anymore. I'm done. That's where things stand now. I'm still at Leo's place, trying to figure out my next steps. I've told a few close friends what happened, but I'm not going around trashing Arya to everyone we know. Just being honest when people ask why I moved out suddenly. The weird thing is, I'm not even that angry anymore. Just done. Like a switch flipped off inside me when I saw them together. I gave this relationship everything I had, and in the end it wasn't enough. She still wanted something or someone else. Think what hurts the most isn't even the kiss itself. It's how she reacted when I caught them. Like I was the problem for being upset about it. No real guilt, no immediate apology, just annoyance that I was making a big thing out of catching my fiancé. Kissing her ex at our engagement party. For now, I'm just trying to figure out what to do next. Got a lead on an apartment that I can move into next week. Just trying to take things one day at a time. Update, it's been a week since the engagement party disaster. Lots has happened. First off, I found an apartment and signed a 6-month lease. Nothing fancy, just a 1-bedroom in a decent area. But it's all mine, and Arya doesn't know where it is. Moved in 3 days ago with the stuff I'd grabbed from our old place. Need to buy some furniture eventually. For now, I've got a mattress on the floor. My TV set up on a plastic storage bin. My laptop. Living the bachelor dream, am I right? Thought moving to a new place would give me some space to think. But Arya had other ideas. Since she couldn't reach me by phone, still blocked. She decided to show up at my work site on Monday. I run a custom furniture business. We were setting up a large delivery at this nice house in the suburbs. When her white Mercedes pulled up, I was in the showroom with 2 of my employees. When Victor, who was outside, called up to me. Boss, there's someone here to see you. Looks like your fiancé. Ex-fiancé, I corrected him. Climbed down to see what she wanted. Arya was standing there in heels and an expensive-looking dress, completely out of place among our work trucks and equipment. The customer had come outside to see what was going on, which made the whole thing even more awkward. We need to talk, Arya said, not even bothering to lower her voice. I'm working, I replied, gesturing to the very obvious job site around us. You've been ignoring all my calls and texts, she said. You moved out without even talking to me. You're acting ridiculous. I looked at her calmly. I'm acting like someone who caught his fiancé kissing another man. What exactly did you expect? She glanced at the customer who was watching us with obvious interest, then lowered her voice slightly. That was nothing. A stupid mistake? One little kiss. You're throwing away our entire relationship over it. If it was nothing, why were you doing it? I asked. My voice level. Nathan and I were just talking, and he leaned in. It just happened. It meant nothing. Same stupid excuses. I didn't say anything. There was nothing left to say. I turned to walk away, ready to get back to work. So that's it? She called after me. 2 years together and you're just done? I turned back. Yep. Unbelievable. She shook her head, eyes narrowing. You know what? This is probably for the best. I was settling anyway. Settling? I repeated, curious despite myself. Look at you. She gestured at my work clothes. Making furniture for a living. Driving that beat-up truck. Living paycheck to paycheck. You really think that's the kind of life I want? That's the kind of man I deserve? I just smiled. No, I don't think that's what you deserve at all. Her expression faltered a bit, like she wasn't expecting that response. You deserve exactly what you're getting, I continued. And I deserve better than you. The customer, this older lady, actually let out a low ooh behind me. Arya's face flushed. You'll regret this. No one will ever love you like I did. That's what I'm counting on, I said with a slight nod. Then I turned my back on her, walked toward my crew. Back to work, guys. These pieces aren't going to deliver themselves. Heard her car door slam, and the engine rev as she sped away. The customer came over and patted my arm. Seems like you dodged a bullet there, honey. I went back to work. But my mind was spinning. The way Aria had talked about my job and lifestyle, I wondered if she'd always felt that way. Had she always seen me as beneath her? That evening I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Hi, this is Maya. We haven't met, but I think we need to talk. I'm Nathan's girlfriend. Wait, what? Nathan has a girlfriend? The same Nathan who was kissing my fiancée at our engagement party? I was confused but curious enough to text back. Agreed to meet her for coffee the next day. Maya turned out to be this cool girl with purple hair. Works as a digital artist. She didn't waste any time getting to the point. Nathan's been cheating on me with Aria for months, she said, pulling out her phone. I found their messages last week. She showed me screenshot after screenshot. Texts between Nathan and Aria. Going back at least 4 months. Not just friendly texts, but making plans to meet up, talking about hotels they'd stayed at, and some explicit stuff I really didn't need to see. In one message from just 2 weeks before our engagement party, Aria had written, "His business connections are perfect for helping me launch my interior design company. Once that's running, we'll figure us out." Felt sick reading it, not just because of the cheating, but because she was using me for my business contacts. I've spent years building relationships with contractors and property developers for my furniture business. Connections that would be valuable to someone trying to break into interior design. How did you find these? I asked Maya. Nathan left his iPad logged into his messages at our apartment, she said. I wasn't snooping. I was just going to watch Netflix. But the messages popped up. After reading through them, she realized the business dinners and networking events he'd been going to were actually meetups with Aria. She showed me more evidence. Hotel receipts, restaurant charges on shared credit card statements, even a reservation for the night before our engagement party. The kiss you saw wasn't some spontaneous thing, Maya said. They'd been meeting up regularly. The night before your party, Nathan told me he had a late client meeting, but he was actually with Aria at the Ocean View Hotel downtown. Everything started making sense. All those nights, Aria had been working late, or having drinks with the girls. She'd been with Nathan. The way she sometimes put her phone face down when I entered the room. How she'd get defensive if I asked about her day, or who she'd been with. I'm sorry, Maya said. I thought you should know. Don't be sorry, I told her. Thanks for showing me this. Confirms I made the right call walking away. Maya nodded. I wish I'd known sooner. I've wasted 3 years with Nathan. 3 years? I said. So he was with you the entire time I was with Aria? Looks that way, she replied grimly. We compared notes. Realized there were at least 15 to 20 times when Aria and Nathan had claimed to be somewhere else, but were actually together. After I left coffee with Maya, got a call from Aria's friend Tessa. We'd always gotten along well. Was surprised to hear from her. I can't believe what she's saying about you, Tessa said. She's telling everyone you were controlling and jealous, and that she's glad you broke up. Is that right? I asked. Not really surprised. It's total BS and I know it, she said firmly. I can't listen to her lie anymore. That's why I'm calling. I suspected about her and Nathan for a while. I should have said something. You knew? Not for sure, she said. But I saw them together at a restaurant about 2 months ago, when Aria had told me she was visiting her mom. When I asked her about it later, she got super defensive and made me promise not to mention it to you. Interesting. So even her friends knew something was going on. There's more, Tessa continued. She's throwing this freedom party this weekend. At that new club downtown, she's invited everyone, and is calling it her celebration of dodging a bullet. Tessa paused. Nathan will be there as her date. Good for them, I said with a laugh. Hope they have fun. I've sent you an email with the invitation, Tessa added. I thought you should know what she's saying about you. Checked my email, and sure enough, there was an EV to Aria's freedom celebration, with a picture of her looking happy, and the caption, finally free and living my best life. Without thinking, I forwarded the invitation to Marcus with no comment. 10 minutes later, my phone rang. It was Marcus. What is the meaning of this? He demanded. Just thought you'd want to know what your daughter's up to, while you're trying to save her engagement. I replied coolly. Where did you get this invitation? Does it matter? Your daughter is publicly celebrating our breakup. With the same guy she was cheating on me with? The guy she was kissing at the engagement party you threw for us. There was a long pause. This is unacceptable, he finally said, his voice tight. After everything I've done. Then he hung up. I'm not going to Aria's party, obviously. Got better things to do with my weekend? But I was curious about what Marcus meant. By after everything I've done, Something weird was definitely going on with her family, so I decided to make a call. My friend River works as a reporter at a local business journal. Knows all the financial gossip in town. Hey River, quick question. Have you heard anything about Bennett Financial Advisors lately? Anything unusual going on? There was a pause on the line. Wait, you didn't know? They're under investigation by state regulators. How did you hear about it? I didn't until now, I said. What kind of investigation? Compliance issues with client accounts. Nothing public yet, but it's serious. Several big clients are already quietly moving their money. Why are you asking about Marcus's company? I explained the situation briefly, and suddenly everything clicked. Marcus's desperate attempts to keep me with Arya. The bribe offers. It all made sense now. A big family wedding would project stability and success. While his business was under scrutiny, nothing says everything's fine like dropping serious cash on your daughter's wedding. I hung up with River. Immediately texted Marcus. I know about the regulatory investigation. No response for like an hour. Then my doorbell rings. I peek through the peephole, and who do I see but the great Marcus Bennett himself, somehow tracking down my new address, like some kind of rich people GPS. I open the door but don't invite him in. We need to talk, he says, voice all smooth and businesslike. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Can we talk? Against my better judgment. Seriously, why do I make these decisions? I let him in. My place is basically a sad IKEA display gone wrong. Mattress on the floor. Folding table. 2 chairs that probably cost less than his watch. He looks around, trying not to grimace. Bless his heart. I understand you're upset with Arya, he begins, perching on my target chair like it might bite him. And you have every right to be. What she did was disappointing. Disappointing? I laughed. Yeah, finding your fiancé sucking face with her ex is kind of disappointing. He ignores my sarcasm. But we all make mistakes, he continues. And I know for a fact she regrets what happened. This situation could still be salvaged. I just stare at him. Cut the crap, Marcus. Why are you really here? He sighs like I'm the unreasonable one. Look, our families were about to be joined. I still think of you as almost family, and I'd hate to see you struggle with your business. When I could help. My business is doing fine, I say. In my best talking to a toddler voice. It could be doing better, he says, leaning forward. I have connections. I know people who are looking to get custom furniture, high-end residential clients.